I hope you enjoyed your trip to the Georgia Aquarium in Atlanta, Georgia. Today we're going to continue our work describing connections between sentences and paragraphs in a text. Today we're going to focus on sequence. First, let's do some review on what sequence is. Authors connect sentences and paragraphs to show that things happen in sequence or in order. So we're looking at texts that tell how things happen in a particular order. Signal words that can show sequence might be first, second, third, next, then, or finally. We'll be looking for those in the texts that we read today. Let's take a look at one example of how an author used sequence to make connections between sentences and paragraphs in a text. This article is about gray whale migration. Listen as I read and pay attention to the signal words that show us those sequential connections between sentences and paragraphs in the text. Gray whales migrate the longest distance of any mammal, traveling 12,000 miles round trip. That is about the same as traveling across the United States from San Francisco, California to Washington, D.C. 3 times. First, gray whales leave their Arctic feeding grounds in September, migrating south along the coastline. Gray whales travel at approximately 5 miles per hour and average about 75 miles a day. Next, the whales begin to arrive in the lagoons of Baja California and Mexico by late December. Pregnant whales come here to give birth in the warm waters. Adult male and non-pregnant female whales also make the journey in order to mate. Then, the journey south ends around mid-March when the majority of the population has reached the lagoons where they will mate and calve. Finally, gray whales and their calves journey back to their homes in the north where they will spend the summer. In September, the migration cycle will begin again. So do you see how the author has used those signal words first, next, then, and finally to make those connections that show sequence in this text? We're going to be doing some more of this work in just a minute. Like I said, now you're going to have an opportunity to try this work. First, you're going to read the text. Many sea plants and animals depend on each other for food. As you read the text, look for connections between the sentences and paragraphs that show sequence and highlight them. Remember to look for signal words. And if you need some help remembering those signal words, pay attention to the slides that have the text on them. Those signal words are up in the description box for you. After reading the text, complete the task that follows the text. Good luck!